Let's jump right into day 14. Today we're talking about the Hermes Agent. Look, if you're used to treating AI as this fleeting little chat window that completely forgets who you are the second you close it, well, what we're covering today is going to fundamentally flip your mental model upside down. Right off the bat, we've got to dismantle a pretty common misconception. When most of us hear the term AI agent, we instantly picture a glorified chatbot wrapper, right? Or maybe a coding co-pilot heavily shackled to an integrated development environment, much like OpenClaw. But Hermes Agent is definitely not just a simple completion tool waiting around for a prompt in some random browser tab. Here's the core question for you. What if your AI wasn't a transient session you just close at the end of the day, but a persistent entity running 24/7 that actually gets smarter while you sleep? By the end of this explainer, you're going to understand exactly how Hermes pulls off that genuine autonomy. Okay, let's lay down some definitions. Hermes Agent is an open-source, self-improving AI framework built by the team at Nos Research. Like we just hinted at, it doesn't just spit out text. It's actually built around a closed learning loop, meaning it creates and refines its own skills from raw experience over time. Honestly, the best mental model here is to think of standard language models as brilliant but completely amnesiac goldfish. I mean, they have massive processing power, sure, but start a new chat and poof, they forget absolutely everything. Hermes operates way more like a junior developer onboarding onto your team. It actively builds this persistent, compounding understanding of exactly who you are and how your specific systems work. And because it's designed to be an actual autonomous teammate, it totally breaks free from your laptop. Hermes lives wherever you decide to deploy it. You can run it locally, right in your terminal, spin it up in an isolated Docker container, throw it on a standard $5 cloud VPS, or even run it on serverless infrastructure like Daytona or Modal. And that last one is fantastic for keeping compute costs incredibly low when the agent is just sitting idle. So what's the core problem being solved here? It's achieving cross-session continuity instead of starting from scratch every single time. It exists to totally eliminate the friction of those annoying stateless chat sessions. You know the drill. No more pasting that exact same background context into a prompt window every single morning. All right, let's look under the hood at the technical grounding. Hermes achieves this incredible memory without compromising an ounce of your privacy. It relies entirely on self-hosted data sovereignty. That means all of its memories and logs, they are stored safely in a local SQLite database, right there on your machine or server. Plus, it utilizes FTS5 full-text search to instantly pull up past context, so your proprietary code and data stay completely private. They are never getting beamed off to some third-party storage service, and that database actually powers a really clever 3-layer memory architecture. First, you've got working memory, and that handles the context of your current session. Second is episodic memory, which permanently stores cross-session facts and your personal preferences. And third, the really cool part, procedural memory. This is where reusable skills live. Having this strict separation is absolutely crucial because it allows the agent to safely and efficiently recall ultra-specific details from literally months ago. Which brings us perfectly to the closed-loop learning system. Here's how it works in practice. Step 1. Hermes executes a complex task that involves multiple tool calls. But step 2, it doesn't just stop there. It automatically enters a reflection phase where it looks back at its own workflow. Then, step 3, it identifies successful patterns and extracts them as brand new, reusable procedural skills. Now, these generated skills use an open community standard, making them completely portable across workflows. But here is the really neat trick. Hermes uses progressive token loading. It only loads a tiny, minimal description of the skill into the context window at first. It only expands the full, heavy logic when that skill is actually called upon. That heavily optimizes your token usage and, you guessed it, keeps your costs way, way down. We also need to talk about extensibility and freedom. Hermes has baked-in Model Context Protocol, or MCP support, letting it securely hook directly into your existing databases and APIs. Plus, there's zero vendor lock-in. It supports well over 200 different models, whether that's GPT-4o, Claude, or a local Ollama setup. And since it's running continuously, it hooks into over 14 different messaging platforms like Telegram, Slack, and Discord. You could literally kick off a deployment on your laptop and check the success logs later on your phone. Let's ground all this theory in a concrete real-world scenario. Let's walk through an autonomous DevOps workflow just to really see how this functions as a hands-on teammate rather than just a passive tool. Okay, picture a server crash sequence at, say, 2 in the morning. Event 1, the server goes down.
Event 2, Hermes, running quietly in the background, detects that failure and independently starts reviewing your system logs. Event 3, it pinpoints a disk space issue, writes a custom cleanup script, and just executes it. Event 4, it pings your phone with a Telegram alert summarizing the whole incident and the resolution. You barely even had to wake up.
But check out this post-incident skill evolution. This is the critical final loop. Step 1, the incident is officially resolved. Step 2, Hermes actually saves that exact diagnostic and cleanup sequence as a brand new procedural skill. So step 3, the next time that specific error rears its head, the remediation is instant and completely automatic. The agent has permanently learned the workflow.
So to quickly summarize, Hermes is a self-hosted, self-improving agent that transforms multi-step actions into permanent capabilities. It finally breaks that endless cycle of starting from absolute zero every single time you open an application.
It truly is the agent that grows with you. The real value we're seeing here is adopting an entity that actively evolves its procedural memory right alongside your own engineering workflows. But, it does leave us with a pretty fascinating question. If our agents are now permanently learning and writing their own skills while we sleep, at what point do we stop managing our infrastructure and start managing the agents that do? Think about that for a bit. Catch you in the next explainer.